Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to Dhankad YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss a very important and a trending topic in Dubai's business setup market, which is challenges in the business banking space of UAE. I have today with me Kuldeep, who's head of sales, and Shri, who's head of banking. We are going to discuss in detail what are the real challenges which the investors face while opening their business account in UAE. So Shri, Kuldeep, welcome to the podcast in which we are going to discuss the challenges. So I'll start with Kuldeep first. Kuldeep, what challenges do you see in terms of business account opening in UAE?
See, first of all, I would say that nationality is the major. We can say that we have a point, and if I talk about the nationalities, we have few high-risk nationalities like Russia, Iran, Syrian, Yemen, and these are the nationalities. Mostly, banks are more focusing in terms of opening a bank account. If any customer is coming to open a bank account in any bank in UAE, then they have more documentation part in terms of onboarding that customers.
Why is that the reason? You mean the countries which you mentioned are actually sanctioned countries.
Right.
So why is that banks are focusing on these sanctioned countries?
Because they have a problem in terms of having a transaction from their countries. If I talk about to open a bank account, then obviously if any customer is visiting the bank, they need a documentation to prove their income source. If I talk about, because they need to know that from where they got the fund to start a company here in UAE. So yeah, that is the major point I would say.
Okay, so the first concern is nationality. What is the second concern, if I may say, Shri?
We can say the source of funds that must be clear. If customer is having some business back in his home country, what from where he's getting the income, whether he was self-employed or doing some business in his home country. So it should be clear, because there are many reasons why Dubai government is having some strictness in account opening due to the money laundering activity heavily happening in Dubai. So Dubai government is welcoming the customers who are having more funds. But on this contrary, let's say if the source of income is not certain, it is a problem for them.
Why is source of funds so important nowadays to set up your company even or set up your bank account?
The same reason as I mentioned, that due to the activity of money laundering, there are many guys who are just opening company and rolling their money.
You mean the shell companies
shell
being
companies,
opened
exactly.
on some of their staff which are actually not the beneficial owner, so they are just opening the companies, and that's why the source of fund is important, because you are able to see through source of fund is it the actual owner or no, which we often call as ultimate beneficiary owner as well. What are the documents which are often considered as source of fund?
Let's say if the customer is having some his own company in his home country, then his establishment of that company share certificate is his company is having any bank account in home country. If he is having a bank account, let's say, to prove the source that the statements are true, what we require from the customer is 3 debit and 3 credit transactions with the proper bill of lending, which proves that he is having a genuine business.
Okay.
And let's say if the customer is self-employed, then whatever is getting commission or something, if he is employed, then his salary certificates from wherever he is getting salary, the salary should be credited in his account on particular date every month, which will prove the source of income.
And by that, taking some pay slip, salary certificate, we can certain that yes, he's a salaried employee from his company, and that is a source of fund.
Yes.
Okay, so this was the second concerns. What is the third concern, Kuldeep?
I would say most of the bank they are doing an office visit. Let's suppose if I'm opening a company here in mainland or free zone, most of the bank as per the activity that depends also. Like for example, if I'm having an activity of trading and in my activity maybe warehouse or some office space I'll be requiring to keep my goods. In that case, yes, most of the bank are doing the office visit. They need a proper physical office, they need a proper office board, they need to see the employees, how many employees are working, they have a proper system in their office or not.
So basically, you're saying that the banks want to see an operational office
Exactly.
with few employees, some of the works happening there. But on the contrary, when we speak to investors or when we are marketing to investors saying that you can come to the country, open virtually, work from home, digital world, then why are we saying that we need a proper office to open a bank account?
This is for the some I would say some specific activities. That's what basically I've mentioned in terms of office space. If I talk about the service activities like consultancy, like banking consultancy, IT consultancy, in free zone, then in that case we don't require a physical office.
So what do we require then?
Then virtual office is okay for them basically. Like let's suppose if I'm a customer from India, I want to start a company IT service initially. I'm taking a free zone license. In that case, I can start the business with the virtual office. I can open my bank account.
I've heard something related to the turnovers as well. Is there any certain turnover if it breaches? There is some issue?
Initially, let's suppose if any new company, any customer is opening and that customer is saying that my turnover will be approximately 10 million, 20 million, or more than 10 million, then in that case also, most of the bank they need a physical office space to justify that turnover.
Okay.
Let's say if someone is doing more turnover, then it's required that how are you doing this much turnover? There must be some supporting employees who are helping you to do such large number of turnover. So just to justify those employees, maybe they'll ask for some office space that where are our employees working from.
Basically, you're saying that if you have a turnover more than 10 million, 5 million, such a huge turnover, how are you able to do without any employee, without a space? So below a certain turnover, it's okay that you are a virtual office, you're working from home, but after reaching certain level of turnover, it becomes very important that you choose for an office space.
Just for the existence of business. Just to proceed.
Okay. So this was our third concern, which is a physical space. What is the fourth concern, Shri?
Fourth, I would say the most important, what activity you are doing.
Business activity.
Business activities, to be specific. Let's say if customer is doing real estate or gold trading, precious stone or gems, these things are like small quantity will be of huge amounts. So there are many chances that customer will do some money laundering in the same.
You mean to say real estate,
Yes.
precious gems, in which the margin on the products or the profit on the products are very less,
Yes.
but the transaction is very huge. So
Yes.
doing the money laundering activities becomes
Easy.
very easy for them. Okay. So these were the major challenges which we have while opening the business account in UAE. If you are one who's facing all these challenges, Kuldeep and Shri are taking care of the team in Dhangad, which can really help you to overcome these challenges and open your account hassle free.